Coming right up, Straight Talk with Art Levine. Our guest tonight, Michael Anastasi, Executive Editor of the Press-Telegram, and Simon Grieve, publisher of the Gazette newspapers, as we continue our 22nd anniversary year.
Straight Talk is brought to you in part by the Port of Long Beach, a leader in international trade and environmental stewardship, and the Press-Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. We have a great show for you tonight focused on the newspaper business. Our guest is Michael Anastasi, who is the Executive Editor of the Press-Telegram. Michael, welcome to Straight Talk.
Thank you for having me.
We've noticed a dramatic difference in the Press-Telegram these last 6 months, a lot more local coverage, a lot more robust coverage of the Long Beach community. How did that all come about?
Well, thank you, and that's come about through the very hard work of the staff that we have there. We've been working very hard to upgrade, to improve, to really get better at everything we do in serving the Long Beach community, both in print with our traditional Press-Telegram newspaper. But I tend to use the word news organization today because we are so much more than newspaper. We also deliver the news to our readers on iPads, iPhones, other mobile devices, and of course at www.presstelegram.com. And really, it's been my goal to do better, to get better, to continue to get better in everything that we do. At the end of the day, we're trying to deliver news to our customers, to our consumers, in whatever way they want.
And how do you measure the results of your efforts? Is it through subscribers, page views? What metrics do you use to know whether your efforts are paying off in a scientific way?
Sure. Well, all those things you just mentioned. The audience that we have, we measure through those traditional metrics, how many people are actually purchasing the paper, how many people are reading it online, and there's various techniques for doing that. And all those things are growing for us right now, and that's very rewarding.
I know a new newspaper has started in Long Beach, and some people view that this was done to meet this competitive threat.
Well, certainly we take that very seriously. We'd be foolish not to, but this is our city. We've been here since 1897, and we've been doing our best to really take care of our own business. You know, I'm a big fan of John Wooden, the great UCLA coach, and one of the tenets that he taught is to focus on your own organization, your own execution, making sure that you're doing the things that you can control well, and the results will take care of themselves. And for him, they certainly did. And that's really been my philosophy with the Press-Telegram as well. And that's been our focus. And we'll just let the results continue to speak for themselves.
In the next segment, we're going to be joined, as you know, by Simon Grieve, the publisher of the Gazette. And I've noticed in billboards around town and ads in your paper, you're kind of showcasing this partnership between the Grunion and the Press-Telegram.
Absolutely. We're very proud of our relationship with the Grunion. It's been a decade long now. We are owned by the same company. We have the same executives. We have the same management team. And we're on the same mission, which is to provide high-quality content to the citizens of Long Beach. We have a little bit different mission, each of us, in the type of content that we deliver, but at the end of the day, we're both out for the same thing.
Let me just hold up the cover of the front page of today's Press-Telegram, and features a story on the proposal to bring the Cyclone Racer back to Long Beach.
Yeah, that'd be exciting.
I think would be a fantastic idea. But also on page 2 of this very same issue, we have an ad for Straight Talk with advertising that Jackie Lacey, the District Attorney of LA County, was our guest. And further in the same issue, we have one of the series of ads of partnering the Press Telegram and the Groningen Gazette. This is Horny Corner to Hop's Hut. I mean, these are local words and icons. And so you're embracing very much this franchise where you've been since 1897, as you said.
Absolutely. That's who we are, and we want to make sure that our readers, our customers, our advertisers all know that that's what we're about.
The newspaper business is facing its challenges all over America. As we know, there have been consolidations, there have been cutbacks, there have been mergers. There's a movement towards the digital medium as a means of delivering content. And your paper has to have reflected these changes.
Absolutely. There's no two ways about it. The Great Recession twinned with the transformation that we're seeing in news delivery and beyond news delivery, the world, as we switch to digital communication, has impacted the Press Telegram greatly. And we've done our very best to evolve and keep abreast of those changes and ahead of those changes. But they've been challenging. The Great Recession, particularly here in the greater Los Angeles market, was the type of challenge that very few people had ever seen before. But I think that we've weathered the worst of that storm. We are out ahead, out ahead of that. In many ways, we're recommitting to what we know we do well and what our readers tell us that they want. We know that readership on digital platforms is growing. We're doing our very best to develop the types of products, and tablets, phones, on desktops that our customers want, those who want their news that way. At the same time, we're doing our very best to preserve the newspaper, which many people still want to receive their news that way as well.
Absolutely. I noticed that content is king is a watchword for us at Straight Talk, and I know you believe that too, and the importance of local coverage. People want to see their community reflected either on a television show or in a newspaper or on the web. But one thing I've noticed, and other people may disagree, you also have more regional coverage since your organization publishes several newspapers in the Southern California region. And I particularly find it of interest to have some regional coverage of things going on in our area, not at the expense of local, but in addition to local.
Right. So I think the way that I look at it and explain it to our staff is I think that those of us who live in the Southland, we're kind of dual citizens. We identify greatly with our individual communities. We live in Long Beach, or we live in even Signal Hill. We take it down to that level, and we want to know the news that's happening around the corner. We want to know what's happening with our school. We want to know what our city government is doing. We want to hold those in power to account. At the same time, we're members of the second largest metropolitan area in the country. We're very sophisticated, we're very smart, and there are regional issues that impact us as well. For example, here in Long Beach, the 710 corridor.
Sure.
Right? That's a corridor that, is many miles long, impacts many communities in the Southland. This is where, it hits us harder than almost anyone. That's a regional issue that impacts us here at home. So we try to look at the regional news that impacts us here in Long Beach, while simultaneously delivering, that neighborhood, that government news, that local sports news, that kind of stuff.
Great. Well, in the next segment, we'll be joined by Simon Grieve, the publisher of the well-known Gazette newspapers.
At the Port of Long Beach, we're not only delivering jobs, smart ideas, and forward-thinking environmental initiatives. We're also delivering opportunity for all of Southern California. Oh, and a clearer horizon line. To learn more, go to POLB.com, the Port of Long Beach, thinking outside the docks.
Hello, I'm Jessica Hardy, a proud Long Beach native and a member of the USA Swimming national team. Having spent much of my life in water, I've developed a deep appreciation for the valuable role that this precious resource plays in our lives. In recent years, California's water supply has become unreliable. To address this reality, Long Beach residents have dramatically reduced their water use through permanent lifestyle changes. In doing so, Long Beach has made itself a leader in water conservation. As I work hard to achieve my personal goal of qualifying for the 2012 Summer Olympics, I encourage you to continue your tremendous efforts to use water in smart and responsible ways. So join me and your fellow Long Beach residents in strengthening the water conservation movement. By making small but significant changes in our water use habits, together we can ensure that we have a reliable water supply for many generations to come.
At Performance Plus Tire, you'll find we carry Toyo tires. For over 50 years, Toyo has been a world leader in the development of high-quality tires. Optimum performance, safety, and a comfortable ride. That's what makes Toyo tires great. And now come into Performance Plus Tire for a great deal on these Toyo tires. Proxys ST, Open Country AT, and Proxys 4. Toyo tires, driven to perform. Come in today and we'll install new Toyo tires on your vehicle while you wait. Performance Plus Tire on Cherry Avenue, 1 mile north of the 405 in Long Beach.